Zheng Chun then says to Lin Tinzheng that they should go and that they shouldn't waste their time here. Lin Tinzheng, while leaving, glares at Xiong Yu and warns him that he'll be keeping eyes on him. On the other hand, Xiong Yu doesn't care about his words. Shorajin thanks Xiong Yu for his help and asks him why he was wearing a suit. Xiong Yu tells her that he has to go to a hospital as it was his first day at work, so he just changed into this suit. While leaving, he says to Shorajin that he only wanted to help her, so she shouldn't take his words seriously. But Shorajin thinks in her mind that if only Xiong Yu took it seriously while blushing. Later, Xiong Yu meets with Hung Yin, who warns him that he only has 3 months, and if his skills are not good, he should just get out of the hospital. Then she tells him that the hospital was just straight ahead and tells him to follow her. Xiong Yu says to her that she doesn't have to worry about his skills, she already knows them. Hung Yin tells Xiong Yu that the traditional Chinese department doesn't have many doctors, and including Xiong Yu, there are only 3 of them. She tells him to be nice and to not make trouble for her, but Xiong Yu didn't say anything, and as she turns back, Xiong Yu is gone. But she soon finds him talking to Tanyan. Tanyan says to Xiong Yu that it was surprising that she could meet Xiong Yu here. Xiong Yu tells her that he has been employed in the traditional Chinese department, and they are colleagues now. She says to Xiong Yu that she has to buy him a meal and asks him if he was free today. Xiong Yu tells her that he'll be waiting for her call. Hung Yin says that it's good for Xiong Yu. He even started flirting with girls on his very first day at work. Xiong Yu says to her that he has no feelings for other girls, his heart only belongs to her. She tells him that his department is located on the top floor of the hospital and she's to go there by himself because she has other work to do. She again tells him not to bother her. In the hospital, Xiong Yu thinks that the hospital is full of beauty. Just then he notices a doctor who was telling his patient that her health condition was like this because her endocrine system is not normal. And she just has to take care of her health and notice her sleep timing, and she will soon be okay. Xiong Yu intercepts them and says that according to his diagnosis, the girl's pregnant. The other doctor asks him who he was, and Xiong Yu tells him that he is the new intern at the traditional Chinese department. The doctor tells him to mind his work. Xiong Yu says that if the girl thinks he is right, she can come to his department to look for him and leaves. Xiong Yu goes to the traditional Chinese department and meets with the head of the department. But soon they are interrupted, and when the head of the department goes to check, it was the same girl from before, and she came there with her friend to meet Xiong Yu. After looking at new patients, the head of the department says it's good for Xiong Yu. Today is his first day at this job, and he found himself a patient. The head of the department tells the girl that Xiong Yu is inside. The girl asks Xiong Yu about what he said before at the internal medicine department. Xiong Yu interrupts her and says that if she wants to know if he is telling the truth. The girl agrees, and Xiong Yu says to the girl that she should know her health. The girl says that Dr. Li said something else. Xiong Yu, after hearing this, turns his face to the other side and says if she trusts Dr. Li that much, why did she come here? It's such a shame, now he can't even turn around to talk to her. The girl at once apologizes, but her friend stops her. She says to her that Xiong must be playing some tricks. She slams her hand on the desk and warns Xiong Yu that she will complain about this. On the way out, she tells Xiong Yu to wait for his punishment while her friend is trying to calm her down. On the other hand, Xiong Yu doesn't care much and says it's up to her. She can do whatever she wants. At the same time, Xiong Yu is thinking that this girl should make it as big as she possibly can, because he can make use of that to rebuild a good reputation for traditional Chinese medicine. Soon, Xiong Yu is called by manager Jin, who tells Xiong Yu that he has got a complaint on his first day at work, and as it is his first day, she will only take 1,000 won as a punishment, and he will also have to apologize to the complainer, and if there's nothing else, he should just sign these papers. Xiong Yu says to manager Jin why she didn't ask him about his side of the story, and just punishes him directly. Manager Jin says the girl has no hatred toward Xiong Yu, so why did she complain about him? Xiong Yu says to her that in the case, he would also like to complain about manager Jin for her behavior. But manager Jin says that she's the sister of Principal Mi. Xiong Yu can do what he wants. But Xiong Yu notices that manager Jin was not healthy, so he says that he won't complain about her, instead he has a gift for her. Xiong Yu takes out some medicine from his pocket, which angers manager Jin. But just when she gets hyper, she starts to feel pain in her heart and blood comes out of her mouth. As she's about to fall, Xiong Yu holds her and takes her to the infirmary. Soon Tae-yun and Dr. Li also comes there, and Xiong Yu tells Tian-yun to get out of his office and bring his bag. Tian-yun listens to his orders and quickly goes to traditional Chinese medicine department. Dr. Li tries to stop Xiong Yu, but Xiong Yu gets furious and says to him that if manager Jin lost her life, he will be the killer. Meanwhile, Tian-yun tries to find Xiong Yu's bag and she comes across Miss Tang's bra. Tian-yun brings the bag and gives to Xiong Yu. Xiong Yu looks at Tian-yun's face while sanitizing silver needles and asks her why her face is pink. Tian tells him that it must be because she was running. While Xiong Yu was looking away, she thinks that Xiong Yu doesn't look like a pervert who will steal the undergarments of women. Xiong Yu tells Tian that she can take a rest, he will handle things on his own now. She says okay and tells him that she will go first and change, and then she will buy him lunch. At the same time, she's thinking of asking Xiong Yu about the bra. Meanwhile, Xiong Yu looks at Manager Jin and thinks that her condition is not good, so he must start his treatment as soon as possible. But Dr. Lee interrupts him. Xiong Yu says to him what he was still doing here, but Dr. Lee starts to complain about Xiong Yu's treatment, and Xiong Yu, instead of stopping Dr. Lee or arguing with him, he makes fun of Dr. Lee. After the treatment, Xiong Yu says to Dr. Lee that he is done here, and if they would like to thank him, they should bring him a gift for the traditional medicine department. He also tells Dr. Lee that Manager Jin will be waking up soon. As Xiong Yu leaves, Manager Jin wakes up, but she thinks it was Dr. Lee who saved her and she thanks him. Dr. Lee didn't tell her the truth and just said that her condition is not good, so she should not get angry. She once again thanks him and says that she would not forgive Xiong Yu. Dr. Lee tells her not to worry, he will make sure that Xiong Yu loses face. Meanwhile, Xiong Yu runs into the girl that he saved in the female dorm. She tells Xiong Yu that when she heard he was working in the hospital, she came to visit him. Xiong Yu says to the girl that she hasn't fully recovered and tells her to come to the Chinese traditional medicine department for a check. The girl does that, and while Xiong Yu is checking her pulse, Xiong Yu notices something. She says to the girl that her condition can be enhanced, but she'll have to be honest with him. He says, has she been smoking, drinking, and staying up late? What is she doing? The girl says that she can't keep this thing secret from him. In reality, she's been working at a bar for 2 years. She did so because of 2 reasons. First, her ex is from a poor family, so she helped him whenever he asked for money. But she soon found out that he'd been cheating on her, so she broke up with him. And on the day when Xiong Yu saved her, it was her ex who tried to kill her. And the second reason is that the bar where she works belongs to the Black Dragon Tea community. And whenever she tries to resign, they threaten her. The girl starts to cry, and Xiong Yu calms her down. Xiong Yu gives her a prescription and tells her to take the medicine and to come back here after half a month. The girl thanks Xiong Yu and leaves. Xiong Yu thinks that it's the Black Dragon Tea community again. Can't they do anything good? Just then, Tinyan comes and asks him why he was standing blankly there, and she tells him that they should go and that she'll buy him lunch. Xiong Yu says that he will call Monkey and Bear too. On the way, Tian says to Xiong Yu that there are many restaurants in that place and he can pick one. Xiong Yu says that he is not familiar with this place, so Tian should pick the restaurant. She tells him that the grilled fish store is very good, and they decide to go there. Meanwhile, Monkey asks Bear when they will have girlfriends like Xiong Yu, and Black Bear says that it is only possible if they are both the last surviving men on this planet. In the restaurant, they were talking when young Fei Wu sees them. She comes there and greeted Xiong Yu. Xiong Yu says to her that it was very difficult to recognize her in this dress. Fei Wu apologizes to her friend and tells Xiong Yu that she tried to stop her. Xiong Yu says that it was okay and offers to join them for lunch, but she was there with her boyfriend Guanping, who got furious after seeing Xiong Yu. And when she tells him that she was pregnant and it was Dr. Zhang who told her, that he accused Xiong Yu and Fei Wu for having a relationship, and to try to play tricks on him just to get abortion money. In anger, he throws his purse towards Fei Wu. Yang Shu saves her in time by throwing a needle towards the purse with such force that the purse and the needle get stuck on the wall. Xiong Yu says to Guanping, how can he call himself a man if he can only take out his anger on a woman? Guanping tells Xiong Yu to mind his own business, and then he says that he is not in the mood to quarrel and tries to leave. But Xiong Yu stops him and tells him that he still has to apologize to Fei Wu. Guanping again tells him to mind his own business, but Xiong Yu says to him that they should bet. And if Guanping loses, he will have to apologize to Fei Wu. Guanping says that if he wins, Xiong Yu will have to become a subordinate for 1 month. Xiong Yu says that he is okay with the terms and that he bets that in 3 months, Black Bear will beat Guanping. Guanping smirks and says that although Xiong Yu has some skills, his friend Black Bear is like a kid to Guanping. Black Bear asks Xiong Yu if he will be able to defeat Guanping. Xiong Yu says that he will teach them martial arts and they still have 3 months. While everyone is excited after hearing this, Guanping says that he will for 3 months and then he will beat them all. Xiong Yu goes to Fei Wu to check her situation and she thanks him for what he did. She again asks if what Xiong Yu said in the morning is true. If it is, then she'll have to go to a boarding. Xiong Yu tells her that it was true, but he had a different method which is way safer. She wants to try. Fei Wu says that she needs time to think about it and she will let him know. When she leaves, Black Bear asks Xiong Yu about her and tells Xiong Yu to introduce him to Fei Wu. Xiong Yu remembers that Black Bear was beaten by Guanping because he was looking at Fei Wu, and he asks Black Bear if he likes Fei Wu. Black Bear agrees and tells Xiong Yu and asks him to pay the bill, and tells him that he will introduce him to Fei Wu later. Black Bear says to Xiong Yu that it has become much worse than we were kids. Tian asks Monkey if Xiong Yu was naughty when he was a kid. Monkey tells her that he was addicted to teasing girls. Tian thinks that this is the case why Xiong Yu had that bra. But just then, Xiong Yu hits Monkey and says to Young that he was a good kid. Don't listen to Monkey's nonsense. Monkey says yeah, very good, and tells to Young that Xiong Yu even kissed a widow in their village once. Xiong Yu explains to Tongwan that the widow was a 12-year-old kid, and she was a lesser wife of an old man. But she was 14, the old man passed away, so they called her a widow. He kissed her just to make some memories with her, and as they left the restaurant, the worker tells the owner that she can come outside after they've left. It turns out to be the same widow girl who Xiong Yu was talking about.